developer of River Relaxation VR, and this session I'm working on two issues. One being an issue where there are seemingly floating rocks in the river that need to be connected to the ground. The other issue has to do with some of the leaves falling into the river and just disappearing. I would rather that they fly across the river and kind of go off to the side rather than just disappearing at the bottom. To do that, we're going to kind of go from start to end, or at least get as far as we can here. And with that, let's get started here. Okay, so the original part of the river is pretty clear of rocks. And let's just get a full screen of that here. All right. So those of you unfamiliar, River Relaxation VR is a virtual reality simulation of a hands-free kayak stream going down a river. It's about 25 minutes long, and basically no controllers needed. It's just kick back and relax. Now, the thing is, there are some issues in it that take away from the immersiveness. Things like floating rocks or leaves that fall in weird places or even terrain that looks weird. So I'm trying to address as many of those issues as possible before I move it from early access on Steam to the full release and possibly the Oculus Store as well. I'm going to slow down for a moment here and start looking at some of these rocks. And in fact, this one looks like a floater right there. Well, it might be touching the ground, not sure. But anyway, let's take a look at that. And give me a moment to actually jump into chat as well, so I can talk to you all live. And as I stream, feel free to check out River Relaxation VR on Steam if you don't have it already. If you do have it, then feel free to send me any feedback you have, any improvement recommendations, any bug reports you may have. All right, so let's start with this one. Yeah, it's floating. We need to move that down a bit. We still want to try to have the cap just about equally as exposed over the water as it is right now. So we're going to do a uniform scale here. It's a little bit. Also, there's no music on this stream because the music that I'm listening to, I might get will basically mute the stream due to copyright issues. So that's a shame, but that is the rules. So with that, I will probably not have any music on this stream. Maybe in the future I'll find other music, but we'll see. So this looks like it's about, that's better. Okay. And if there's anyone out there in the chat, feel free to say hi. All right, let's do this next rock over here. Yeah, that one's, move that down a bit. This rock issue actually came from one of the users who reported the issue in their review. I do read the reviews and definitely want to take that feedback and make the project better for everybody. So I'm not just here on a money grab or just throwing apps out like every other week or anything. This is months of work, and I very much want it to look very good. Okay, now under the water, let's see how we look. It does look a little strange under the water. They don't really seem to kind of mesh together too well. What else can I do here? Can move this. Yeah, it kind of looked like they intersect that way. It'd be nice if they kind of looked like they were, let's see, maybe I should move them farther apart. Yeah, they need to look good under the water. So what if I... that looks better, but now it's not sticking out of the water. try a different approach here. Let's make it more like, how does that look? Let's, it doesn't look natural. Okay, that has potential. Yeah, I could probably believe this. Okay, a little higher, and there we go. Now then, let's see back. I think this one's already under. Yep, this one looks good. Now let's look at this one. Yeah, that one's kind of believable. Well, how much of it is actually touching? Man, that's weird. Doesn't really seem to fit gravity, but on the surface it looks. No, it doesn't look quite natural. It needs to be bigger. That one over there looks all right. Let's do this one. Bring it a little more down, elevate it a bit more, move it more to the left. So how does this look? Okay, that's more believable. Yeah, I could live with this. I'm just going to raise it up a bit. All right, is there any, yes, this here. Okay, that should work. All right. Okay, now we're looking, okay, now we're at the waterfall area. Let's see, this one touching the ground, yes. This one, yes. Now, those appear to be so. How about this one? Oh, that's a floater for sure. Look at that. All right, let's just scale you up and bring you down. Yeah, liking that. And then let us proceed to put the water line on it. That looks good. Okay, how about this one? Yeah, that looks like it's touching the ground. Okay, that's good. Now, there's a floater. Okay, yep, floater. Let's bring this up. Gonna need to scale that bigger. Okay. How about anything else over here? No, looks like enough walks for a while. All right, I'm gonna save these changes because who knows when the editor is gonna crash, right? And then after that, then I will look for go forward from this point on the river. Fortunately, saving can be a bit slow at times because it is a complicated scene. Okay, So notice how I'm able to do this without my headset. This is because of a special, this is because I also have like desktop controls as well. Hey, evening, Mr. Game Player, how goes it? Also, I have the sound turned, you can't hear the sound either. I have it down to a minimum. And that's something I want to mention as well. I fixed the volume gap, I'd say near the arc, much further down the river. There was like an audio cutoff. There's no sound at all. So I did two things. I made the breeze sound a bit louder, and I added some birds, but they're sparse to reflect the fact that there aren't many trees around. In fact, instead of one audio sample of bird singing, there are now four spread out throughout the river. I thought it was a bit monotonous as I was testing it, so I got a few more samples. Let me double check that this one looks good. Yeah, this is kind of deceiving. I mean, it is buried, but it's hard to tell. But I'll roll with it. Now, I don't want to go through all this so slowly, so let's speed things up a bit. Uh, you can use the plus and minus keys to do this, even if you're using your headset. The thing is, these were originally debugging, the speed changes were kind of debugging things, but I thought I'd leave them in, the release version. Okay, so back to where we were. So far, so good. Everything looks like it's grounded. In fact, it looks like more depth to them, looks like they're really there. Oh, I think we're gonna get stuck here in this, well, we should be stuck right here. This rock is sticking out too far. Let's stop that for a minute. Yeah, we don't want it to be too close to the kayak. All right, that's better. Still looks pretty tight. Let's move this one a bit to the left. In fact, since it'll be harder to see this one, let's move this up forward a little bit. Okay. Looks like we should have a better, it'll be close, but we'll be fine. In fact, I'll move it a little more. Here. And let's move this a little more. There. Okay, that looks pretty decent. Maybe down a little bit too. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I kind of rotate it a little bit. Okay. I think I can live with that. All right, let's save that. All right, and then do something on the other side real quick. I want to get the word out on Twitter that I'm streaming at the moment. And the saving should be finished very soon. Okay. And let's start her up again. Now this time I'm going to start us where the waterfall is roughly. Oh, I think we went a little far. Let's zoom back, shall we? Back. Actually, you know what? Let me stop this again. And we'll start earlier. Yeah, let's start over here. Okay, good. Yeah, let's see how we do here. That's a close call, but that's good. Yeah, this is better. Still pretty tight, but it's better. Okay, so let's hold on for a second here. Okay, leaves falling here I'm okay with. They're not coming toward me. This rock seems to be in the water. These seem to be in the water. Let's go a little bit here. You got some butterflies here. You got some flowers. Oh, hold on a sec. These leaves. Let's have a look here. This looks good to me. Mostly falling behind the branch there. All right, moving on. Speed this up a little here. Look for more other rocks that are floating and leaves that are falling and just disappearing. If you're just joining us, this is River Relaxation VR, virtual reality simulation, hands-free, of a kayak going down a river. Yeah, I see I softened some of the sunlight there. The sunlight isn't as bright now. Now let's slow down here, look for other rocks that could be just not attached to the ground. These look like, well, this one, I don't know. Let's jump off and have a look, shall we? Oh, okay, that's attached. These look all attached. This one, that's a floater. We found one. All right, we're gonna move this down and make it bigger. Just a little more. Okay. Uh, there we go. We need more surface area on the ground. So now we move the water line up. Oop, not that. Okay, that's good. Yeah, the sun isn't too strong, but I think it looks all right. How about this rock here? Is this... that one should go a little more down. Okay. And anyone else who's just joined, feel free to say hello. Okay. These look good. Any falling leaves around here? Actually, let me back out a bit and then look for falling leaves. Okay, just rewind it a bit. There we go. Now, let's look again. Okay, that's good. Lots of rocks around here, but it looks good. Good foliage. Kind of like the mix of color here from the sun and the trees. Looks pretty cool. Also, I think there's some moss there too. Some nice dense foliage, vegetation around there. Got a nice giant stump. Well, what used to be a tree over there. Now, I notice there's not more leaves falling here. I guess it's not bad. It's just, it seems like a good spot where I would have probably had them falling. See the birds flying in the distance there? Let's see, that rock is good. These look good. I think that might be a floater right there. But let's make sure we don't miss any on the way. So I only want to do this once before I post an update. Okay. Yeah, there's a floater. Now this is interesting. We have this rock just by itself here. Is this the right angle I want it to be? What if I want it to be more like this way? Because it's next to this other big rock too. Move it closer to the trail. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. Move down a bit. There we go. And looking over here, looks good. Water lines look good, except maybe on this one. Oh, that's fine. It's also not floating, but it should go down a little bit. Okay, I think we may have a floater here. It's actually multiple rocks. These look kind of nice, except they don't look nice. I'll have to mess with these a little bit. This is a special arrangement of rocks. Let's see if I can get them down. Okay, there we go. It's just a little bit more up. Yeah, that looks kind of good. All right, over here, nice craggy rocks here. Not too much of a fan of this exposed land right here. It just seems kind of sparse. It needs more vegetation. Maybe want to even lower it a little bit. Before I do, I want to save things first, because lowering terrain can be tricky. Yes, remember, River Relaxation VR is on Steam. You can visit the link on my Twitch page in the description area, and you can go there and grab a copy if you have a headset. So let's make this viewport a little bigger so it's easier to watch the terrain. We're going to want to reduce it as soon as it responds. Not sure what that was all about. Huh. Anyway, well, it's going to recompile shaders, which I didn't want to do, but it's doing it. It shouldn't hurt anything, though. What I want to do is do some sculpting. Got a feeling something happened here. Yeah, I knew it. Okay, I'm going to have to shut her down and let's see. Good thing I saved it first. So I'm going to shut this down and reopen it because it made changes I didn't want it to make. It tried to elevate the terrain when I didn't want it to, and it made some changes that I didn't want. So what I might do is deal with that issue later on and go back to the floating rocks and the leaves. So let me close this. Not save it. All right, and I'll bring her back up. Yeah, problem is sometimes pretty much every button does something whenever you're editing games and such. So sometimes you can accidentally press a button you don't mean to, or the application just hangs up and then doesn't respond. And then when it responds again, then it does something you didn't want to do when it catches up with you. That's true of most every editor I've used. So how's everyone else's evening? And this nice, chances are, unless you're maybe in Florida, it's probably nice and brisk over where you are. I know here is over in Texas. It's in the 40s right now. Okay, let's let it come back to life here. And let's make sure I don't get that warning about building lighting. Yep. Oh, okay. All right. I do actually need to build one thing. That's fine. So let's go back to where we were. Yes, it is one evening away from Jackbox 5. Let's see how this looks right now. Can't tell if that one's floating or not. No, that one is not. This one kind of looks like it, but it's not. I'm going to still bring it down a bit. Okay. It's going to fast forward to about the spot we were at before. Yeah, right. I think it was right here. Yeah. And this rock is in the water. There's a floater. That one's kind of messed up, actually. This one I want to make bigger. Oop, not in one direction, though. Okay, that still looks good. Okay, so then we got this looking good. Let's go up a little bit. Yeah, it's a floater, but not by much. It also doesn't have a water line on it. I need to fix that. Oh wait, is this the kind that doesn't have a water line? Hmm. Okay. Yeah, apparently it's not. Is it still floating? It kind of looks like it is, but it's not. Okay, that's better. That's a floater. looks good. Yeah, I like this tree here. This is pretty cool. Let's make sure we're seeing leaves. Yeah, I haven't seen many leaves at all. I thought this part had more. Guess not. Must be later, more further ahead. Oh, here's ours. There's a few. All right, what we got? Okay, those are kind of disappearing in the water. Okay, so what do I do about this? Make them go farther out, so they go across the river and then just disappear into the foliage. Okay, I think I could live with this. Maybe a little more. All right. Okay, that's definitely underwater. So most of these are too. Not this one though. Need to move you. That one's kind of sticking out a little weird. It's kind of a very odd posture for it. That's better. That's better. Yeah, I got a couple over here that need fixing. So the water lines weren't correct either. It's another odd posture, I think. Oh no, I think this one might be all right. This one, oh, there's another one. This one's a little weird. I think I want to scale this. Oh, there's some foliage on it though. Maybe I'll let this one stay as it is. It is technically underwater. All right. Yeah, let's make a nice screenshot. I know there's some disagreements over how well the waterfall looks. I would like to make it better, but I don't know how because I'm not really much into creating shaders. I know this looks kind of strange right here, the way it just kind of stops without rolling down. So I'll probably have to get back to revisit that. But I think the rocks are okay as they are. Okay, let's move on. Looking for more of the leaves. I think there's going to be a lot of falling in this area. No, no, I was thinking the other area. This looks, um, that looks pretty, well, let's make it a little more. Okay, some falling leaves ahead. Okay, now these are okay because they're kind of falling away from, like, you're not going to be able to really see where they land too well. Wouldn't mind maybe getting a touch of extra tree here and there would be nice. It's kind of sparse. I'll revisit that. No leaves falling here either. If anything, I should do a pass to add more of those emitters. The emitters are basically the leaves falling. All right. I didn't see any rocks. It's kind of a sparse area over here. Maybe want to add one or two when I make another pass, I think. That looks pretty good. And some clearing over here. I think I want to maybe put a few more trees in the background. Another tree over here would be good. This, let's see. This looks like it's kind of sticking. This should fall but it shouldn't. Well, it shouldn't be sticking out like that. I'm gonna have to see if I can move this, or if it'll let me. Oh yeah, sweet. There we go. Now it doesn't look like it's gonna fall off. More rocks, and now the arch. Some more clearing over here. Now, I worked on this last time, so I don't expect to see many problems here. If you're just joining us again, this is River Relaxation VR, a hands-free kayak ride down a peaceful river. And you can get it on Steam now in early access. Follow the link on the Twitch channel description and you're off the races. And currently I'm looking for floating rocks and other things that look out of place. Kind of doing some cleanup passes before we go out of early access. Okay, that's pretty good. Any more leaves falling around here? I think this is actually getting not too far from the end. Oh, what's this? Hello. Oh, wow. How did I miss that one? Yikes. That's a big one. Well, that's kind of an artifact that I guess I did halfway and then never finished. Well, let's do something about this big time. Let's add another rock. Is there stone without moss? What we got? Yeah. Okay, let's see how well that patched things up. Yeah, that might be the trick. Let's back up a bit. Yeah. I'm sorry that those of you who purchased it have had noticed that and had a bad experience out of it, but this is what early access is for, finding these problems and fixing them. Like this tree right here. I don't want its roots to show like that. There we go. It's kind of a weird patch right there. I could use a little more foliage over here, I think. Nope, wrong foliage. We want to have not that, but this. Oh, hello. Didn't count on the sun having a neat effect. That's kind of cool. Let's reduce the density a bit, and then we'll add it again. Wow, even then it's like still too much density. Less density means that I want it to look like it's populated, but yeah, there we go. Go back on that one. We don't need these palmettos here. Want to get it just right. That's a bit much. Here we go. Okay, I can work with this. And a little more over here to make it more spotty. There we go. I like it. We need more over here to hide the stumps. Okay. All right. Let's run with that. And move on and save our changes. As soon as I verify this still looks pretty good. Yes, it does. How about this angle? How about this? Looks a little odd, but it is sealed. No, I see a little hole right there. Yeah, this needs a little rock there. Yeah, looks kind of funky. Um, not just yet. Let's bring it out a bit again. Not sure what I think about that one. Okay. Yeah, this probably passes off to me as normal. Yeah, I can live with this. Kind of almost looks like an eye, sort of. And don't like the eye. Oh, well, maybe it was good the way it was. I'll just make this a little smaller and just plug up that hole I found earlier. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't look as much like an eye as it did before. All right, and we go. A little further, I think near the end here. Yeah, this looks like the end. And there it is. Okay, so I think we nailed all the floating rocks. Save it more time. And that's what I want to get tonight. As far as the falling leaves, I'm going to probably do another ride from start to end, but a quick one. But I want to do it on my headset. I want to make sure that the changes I've made since yesterday all look good. So then plus I have to bake the light map again, which in layman's terms means I need to update the how the light hits all the surfaces. Now that I've moved things around a bit, I need to update the built-in maps that dictate where it all shines. And that usually takes a couple hours to run too. So all in all, that's kind of a shorter session, but good progress this evening. And I will do some more testing. And if all goes well, I'll probably try to put an update up on Thursday. So we'll just see. But hopefully everything works out well, and I can cross off a few more issues on the bug list. And as always, remember to visit the discussion forums on the Steam page for River Relaxation VR for feedback and bug reports. I'm always open to hear it all, and I will read the reviews as well. So until then, I will chat with you later.